Hello everyone, my name is Tony, and today I'm presenting Untangling the Chaos, Tinea, Versicolor, and the Estrogen Within. So this video has been a long time coming. We're going to be covering a lot of material in this video, and here's a brief outline. The first few chapters will be more of a multi-dimensional view of what is taking place for many people with fungal infections such as Tinea versicolor. And these are some of the reasons personally that have motivated me to put this information out there. Next, we're going to talk about Tinea versicolor and the chronicity problem, the Western medicine's current view of the Tinea versicolor paradigm and how it is currently portrayed as poorly understood. After that, we're going to go over the next chapters where I'm going to present a hypothesis and show a reasonable likeliness of what I believe to be the missing ingredient for chronic TB infections. And then after that, we're going to bridge the gap and go over some meaningful connections and things of that nature. This is a trigger warning. Some of the information in this video that you're going to hear might make you uncomfortable. You might find it disturbing. And by no means am I trying to scare you or make you believe in anything. I'm simply just putting forth information that has been said by researchers in the field. I really don't see enough holistic support out there for people with Tinea versicolor, and I think that a cohesive picture is needed for this space. And yeah, just stick around towards the end of the video. I'm going to provide my understanding of what I believe is some of the missing components to the current framework of TB. And by no means am I a gatekeeper or someone who is trying to withhold information from you. I'm going to show you to the best of my ability what it is that I've personally done to heal my skin by utilizing a lot of the principles within bioenergetics. And I'm also going to leave plenty of resources for you to go and look at and carry on in your own time. And so, yeah, as a disclaimer, I have to tell you, I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. This information is solely educational purposes only. And yeah, I'm not a medical professional. At the end of the day, you should always do your own research, always come to your own conclusions, question everything. Your health is your responsibility. Now, I guess we'll go over the intro, which is chaos as potential. This entire series is dedicated to Dr. Raymond Peat. Ray is the person that I found a few years ago. I think it was 2016 or 2015. And I found his work and I was able to transform the way I saw things, the way his writing was, the things that he spoke of. I was able to interpret things differently and register things differently. And so I attribute a lot of my own success to the work that this man has put out there. I certainly would not be here doing this right now if it wasn't for this man. He has an incredible amount of information out there you can find on the internet. And one of these quotes is really what inspired the title of this presentation. And he says, "A few people have pointed out that order can't be expected to emerge from disorder, even if you wait long enough, unless an ordering principle, a formative tendency, is present in a starting situation." He says, "Chaos then would be described as potential, and the development of organization would be more like a snowball rolling downhill than like the step-by-step preservation of random variations over an almost infinite long time scale." And so that might sound like a lot, but the key words here that really stand out to me is that idea of order emerging from disorder and that taking place through chaos, and then being able to view chaos for what it could be, which is potential. And so there's an image, a sketch from an artist. Hang on. Está bien. Gracias. Sí, no, está bien. Está bien. Yo estoy bien. Gracias, padrino. I'm over here in my godfather's spot right now, thanks to his office. Ven el video. Mira el video. This is my godfather right here. He's lending me his office over here at the place of work, at the place of business. Gracias, padrino. 400 years ago, this artist named Hendrik Diaz, he has this very interesting painting. This picture is a sketch, I believe. Here he also shows what appears to be a snowball-like figure. If you observe closely, you'll see that the figure is also attached to himself. And as the spiral goes around, it seems that it's also attached to him at different time points. As you can see different figures which kind of have a resemblance of him as well. And so that idea of a snowball of chaos is also being displayed here in this image. And it's quite profound to me. I'm not sure if Ray ever saw it, but ultimately what I see here is that if Ray is correct that chaos is potential, then the man who can master the chaos has the potential to uplift themselves and the woman as well, as seen in this image here. And so when you put it into context for a person with Tinea Versicolor, those same sphere-like images that appear on a person's body, that problem that a lot of people still have not been able to solve, is actually just potential. It's the gateway for potential for a person to begin to engage with in a different way. And so all I'm doing here really is snowballing the information into somewhat of an organized way for you to see a different picture. By no means is this all of the information or even the final stance on what Tinea Versicolor is and what the entire framework could be or should be. It's just the beginning of something. And yeah, I'm just presenting this for the next person to take a look at and begin to interact with and build with themselves. So like I said, there will be plenty of source material and further resources at the end of this video. Now, if you haven't seen my Substack, then these images will be new to you. These are just some images of where I've been with the TV. I've had the hyperpigmented form where the skin infection is just really chaotic. Is really a great word for it, to be honest. And it's just rampant, tends to be off-putting at times. I've tried many different diets and experienced how the infection can then morph into a hypopigmented form, and that can take place for a long period of time where I thought I had already beat the fungi until I realized that actually the infection was just spreading in a different way. So the circles, they were just kind of engulfing each other and really just nuking my pigment. 50% of people report itching with TV, so this is a very common thing. I've been there. The last one is the psychological stress, of course. I don't think there is enough emphasis and enough support for people with fungal infections in this area. And so I'm here to also bring forth a more holistic image that includes at least acknowledging people and some of the things that they may deal with. And so you'll see some of that in the first few chapters. Chaos as potential.